Hi everyone, I'm Deb Fall and welcome to Bonsai Girl. Today I'm going to show you what I've done to set up my new worm farm. So let's get stuck in. So this is my box that I'm going to have my worms in. It's just a regular plastic box with a secure fitting lid. It's got clips at side, so put it on, fasten it, clips at side. It also got that's to secure the lid so no water or nothing can get in, and keeps the worms safe. Take the lid off. I've also drilled some holes round the edge for air circulation for them as well. Then on the bottom I've drilled holes in the bottom too, so they've got air circulation there. So that all this I'm going to cut up. It's a bit too much there, so I'll just start cutting. So what I've done is I've lined it. I've not covered the holes round the edge. There's holes in the bottom, but it's not airtight this, so air can still circulate. So I've put a lining in, put some cardboard in the bottom and around the sides, just to insulate it to keep the worms warm, because they're sensitive to really cold temperatures and sensitive to really high temperatures. Well, it's cold today, so what I'm going to do is, when I've prepared the bedding and I've put the worms in, I'm going to leave it in my shed where it's a little more protected than being outside in the garden. And I'm going to stand it on this what I'm using. I'm going to use this as the base for them, because there's holes there, so if there is any liquid build up, it'll soak through the cardboard and drip out under there. It'll not be anything special, that first lot of liquid, because it's a new wormery, so there's not going to be much nutrients in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wet it all down with my spray bottle using rainwater, just plain old rainwater. And I've got gloves on for hygiene reasons. It's better to be cleaner than not. So that's why I've got gloves on. Right, so what I've done is I've put some koi, dehydrated koi. I've dehydrated it and put it in here. I don't need a lot for the bedding. And I've also, did this yesterday, been and collected some partly composted material from my compost heap. It's got food in it, leaves and grass and everything that you put into a compost heap, that compost down. It's full of beneficial microbes, and it'll inoculate the food that you put in, and it'll make the worms feel more at home, because they've got this natural stuff rather than this sterile koi that's got note in it. So I've put a bit of this in, just little bits. I ain't put no big chunks, no big sticks in, just little bits that they can, they'll be able to eat it. So I'll put a bit of that in. Now I'm going to mix it up. I squeeze it to see it needs a bit of water. So I'll put a bit of water in just so moisten it up. Stuff you can put in to a wormery when you worm farm is things like vegetable peelings, raw or cooked, fruit, you know, but you have to be careful with some fruit like grapes, because that could attract fruit flies or even ants if you're not careful. You don't add out acidy, no citrus, because that'll make the farm too acid, and they don't like acidity. They're like a natural pH. You know, a level one, about 5, 4, something like that. Eggshells, you know, cook them in oven first, eggshells, for about 20 minutes. Grind them up so they're small, and you put them in. That'll also help with acidity, if there's any acidity in your bed. And you sort of do it in layers. At minute, this is just bedding I'm putting in, and I'm going to put this in into here. So I'm going to just put it all in. That's it. Put that in. Straighten it out. You can buy limestone, not garden lime though. It's called it's got magnesium in it. You can get it ground dolomite limestone. It's got no added stuff in it. It's all, you know, minerals and nutrients, magnesium and all that. You can put that in to lower the pH if it gets too high, and also that helps to deter any insects or ants getting into your you know, worm bed. You don't want them getting in. So I've put a little layer in bottom there. Get another squirt just so make it, might need a bit more in there, might not be enough. Let's have a look, let's have a see. I think that might be okay. Just I need some more. Need to put some more in. So I'll just mix some more up. And I'll be right back. Right, so these are my worms. I haven't got a lot. I've got 2 dedendums, I think they're called. They're a bit, I've got 1 bag of these, and I've got a bag of tiger worms. And they're not moving very much. Let's see what they're like when I get them out. See how they are. So let's have a look. In a ball. That looks like similar to compost. Yeah, look, they're my worms. I'm hoping they're not dead. I'll put them in. Now these are tiger worms, or in America they call them red wigglers, I think, in America. Oh, yeah, look. In a ball. They like to be in balls. Some of them are moving. I'm hoping they're all okay. Some of them are moving about. So I'll put them in too. So there they are. There's my worms. All inside. So what I'm going to do is you can buy a starter pack that gives you a koi block, a bag of worms and some lime and some worm food. Well, I've just bought the worms, and what I've done is I've made my own worm food. No, just to get them started. It's got some eggshells in, some oats, you know, like porridge oats. I put some rice flour in, a little bit of sugar, what else? I put a little bit, about a tablespoon of ground coffee in, rice, and I think that's it. It's full of nutrients. I got the recipe offline, you know, looked for worm food, and this is what it come up with. It looks exactly the same as what you get when you buy a starter pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some of this, not a lot, because I ain't got a lot of worms. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, 100 maybe. So I'm only going to put a bit in, a bit of food in, just to get them going. Give it a week, see how they go. I have got some frozen cabbage as well, because apparently it's good to put frozen in, because when it softens up it's easier for them to digest, quicker and easier than putting it in raw and hard. So I've got a bit of frozen cabbage as well. I'm not going to put all that in either, because I reckon there's too much there as well. So now what I'm going to do is what you do is you layer it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put another layer of bedding over the top of them. And then, or shall I put some, I might sprinkle a bit of food on, sprinkle a bit of my homemade food on. Well, I'll put it in one corner, and then put a bit of bedding on top. I'm going to put a bit of shredded, might put a bit more of this koi on top, just cover them up, cover food up, cover worms up, because I like to be dark. And then I'm going to put a piece of cardboard on top of that, and then I'm going to put my lid on, and then that'll be it. So I'll get stuck into that. Right, so I've put a layer of cardboard on top. I've squirted it with water. I put some more of this koi. Put some more of this koi on top of worms, on top of the food. I put a few bits of corrugated cardboard in because they like to get in between cardboard, you know, into corrugation bits. They like to wiggle about and munch away in there. They also like egg boxes, you know, recyclable ones. So what I've done is I've just like made a little bit of a, just cut a little bit of a hook thing, and if they want they can congregate under that. So I put that over there because I've put food over there, so I put that there. So I haven't put a lot in because I don't want to, worst thing you can do is overfeed them. So it's mainly bedding with a little sprinkle of worm food, and I've just put a couple of pieces of frozen cabbage in. So that's so they're in there underneath there. You can't see them. They like to be near the surface. They don't like to be deep down, so they like to be near the surface of the bed. They will move about and wiggle around and try and, you know, and eat whatever food they'd find that's in there, but most of the time they're near the surface, and they like to huddle together into a worm ball, all bunched together. I suppose it's just nice, I suppose. So I'm going to put the cardboard on, put it on top. That's just to make them feel a bit more secure and safe. So that's on there, look, like that. And then I'm going to put the lid on. Fasten it up, that's all safe. Air holes are okay, they've got air there. They've got air underneath. There's a bit of water dribbling out from where I squirted thing, but there's not a lot. So I'm going to leave this in my shed, on top of my potting bench, high up. You know, supposed to, it's what higher it is, warmer it is, isn't it? Anyway, so I'll put it on there. We'll put it in there and I'll see how they get on, and we'll come back and check on the progress. Hi, so that was my worm bin all up and running, and what I've done is I've sat it here, look, and I've sat it on my little stool, and I've put 2 pieces of wood underneath for some air ventilation. And I've also added a bit of shredded newspaper on top, and then put my cardboard on top of there. So hopefully they'll start moving about and find the food and feel at home. So we'll check the progress in a few days. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.